In today's Farm Report, some poultry producers are beginning to restock their buildings after the impact of the avian flu, but as Cindy Zimmerman with AgriPulse reports, the impact is still being felt down the line.
The impact of highly pathogenic avian influenza is being felt in the supply and prices for eggs and turkeys, which is having a ripple effect. Prices for eggs that go into baked goods have risen 250% since April. And Corey Martin with the American Bakers Association says the supplies are tight and consumers are likely to see the impact there before long.
Right now, a lot of bakers who actually still have access to eggs are eating that cost the best that they can, but those prices will eventually be passed down the chain to a consumer at the grocery stores. We're facing two real choices, one of which is closing down product lines, which for some of our members means shutting down doors, and that's not what we want to do. And the other is possibly looking for another means of producing our product and not using eggs.
The impact of avian flu on turkeys is reflected in the latest production forecast, according to USDA Outlook Board Chairman Seth Meyer.
We trimmed turkey production by 375 million pounds in 2015 and by an additional 200 million pounds in 2016, as it takes a while to rebuild those flocks from disease losses in 2015.
USDA economist Shale Shagam says the newest turkey hatchery report reflects what the disease outbreak has done to turkey grow-out facilities.
The number of eggs in incubators on June 1st totaled 27.4 million eggs, which was down about 5% from June of 2014. The number of poults which were placed during May on net were about 7% below a year ago at about 21.6 million birds. Turkey poults hatched during May was down about 8% from a year ago at about 22.3 million birds.
The Senate Agriculture Committee has scheduled a hearing next month to consider how avian influenza is impacting the poultry industry, and Senator Joni Ernst of Iowa says her state is getting hurt badly.
I am extremely concerned because, again, we do have a number of people that have laid off, and, of course, these producers, if they don't generate that revenue, what does their future look like? So, and some of the producers have stated that it may even be 2 to 3 years before they are back at full production levels, which is very concerning to me. This is going to be a huge hit to our economy in Iowa.
Iowa Governor Terry Branstad has requested a federal disaster declaration because of bird flu in the state. Reporting for AgriPulse, I am Cindy Zimmerman.
Chances are you didn't notice this at all when you went to buy beef at the supermarket last month, but beef prices overall nationally actually went down from April to May, and according to Agriculture Department economist Anne-Marie Coons,
this was the first time they've declined since January of 2014.
So 15 to 16 months since beef prices last went down month to month. Now, it wasn't much, 0.1%. Now, ever since the drought of 2012, cattle producers have been reducing the size of their herds. Beef supplies have been going down, and the cattle herd and beef supplies are still getting smaller. So what happened to cause that little bit of drop in retail prices? USDA livestock analyst Shale Shagam told us.
Some of it may be consumers and retailers possibly looking at alternative meat. We have very ample supplies of pork. We have ample supplies of poultry out there. There may be some intent to do some featuring on those meats for the grilling season.
Shagam thinks we shoppers will probably see beef prices steady or rising for another few months now until beef production starts to ramp up again in 2016. Gary Crawford for the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Washington.